to Halloween. Andrea.
You're going to make fun of me.
I just think Andrea is so adorable about Halloween, and I was reminding her that I met her, it must have been maybe before Halloween, and walking up to her front porch, there was, what was it last year, something with its head cut off.
Now there's somebody with his head cut off.
Okay, now this
last year's Halloween costume. But yeah, it's always a little spooky on our porch.
I love it. So you should tell people kind of what you guys.
It's fun. We're a Halloween-loving family. My husband was really, really big into Halloween. And I wanted to keep that tradition alive for Gilbert. So, it's kind of come from that instinct, that impulse from me. So we always put time and energy into celebrating Halloween. And Gilbert's into scary costumes and starts to think of next year's costume almost immediately after Halloween is over. And I really am hoping to post some pictures of his Halloween pasts on the message board because it's quite a hoot to see what he comes up with. Oh, you
guys, it's amazing. It's amazing. You don't, they're the best costumes I've seen. For sure.
I always tease my parents that they had to pay for me to go through art school for something, so it kind of...
Yeah, I know, exactly. These are great. Oh, the one with his head cut, he has his head on a table with a knife.
Yeah, in a bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah.
They're really funny. So for Gilbert, Halloween is a little bit about candy, and it's a lot about doing a project together and the energy and enthusiasm of the season, pumpkins, going on a wagon ride to get pumpkins, decorations, and more. So for us, Halloween isn't condensed to that one day where there's a lot of pressure around candy consumption. It's this whole festivity that we get into. And the funny thing for me, I'll tell you all what I do, but the funny thing for me is I have people tell me what we do is we allow them to eat as much candy as they want, and then we take it away, or there's one piece allowed every day, and there are always these breakdowns in the house, and then they'll say to me, doesn't Halloween feel like deprivation in your household? And I'm like, are you kidding me? What you just described to me sounds like deprivation, and ours is like a family holiday. It's so much fun. So here's what we do. We decorate the house, and every year I'll buy a couple more things to add to the decorations. And then we work on his costume, and we kind of plot it out and think about it and do some searches online and figure out how we're going to make it. And I order candy online, and I put some of those resources on the message board for you, what candies I find. And then I'll collect candy at local stores that we can put into his basket. So these might be things that are made more locally. We get really into the details of the costume as Halloween approaches, so we start thinking about all the specific little things. And then I make sure I prepare a really well-balanced dinner before heading out to trick-or-treat. And this is key. Don't leave your house hungry or with food that's going to be making you all crave more sugar. So I start his Halloween basket with candy that we do eat. So he actually leaves the house with a basket full of some candy. Not full, but there's candy in there. And then he's crazy trick-or-treating. The first time I took him out trick-or-treating, I was shocked because he was running from door to door. He just got so into it. He didn't realize that he was missing this his whole life. And then we come home and we sort the candy. So he sorts it all out on the floor, and he often sorts all the Butterfingers together, and he does this sorting thing. And then he decides what he's keeping and what he's trading in. And usually what he's keeping is what he already started out with, plus any pencils or any toy things that come. But it's essentially his choice. I'm going to say keep what you want, trade what you want. And when we started, he would trade every piece for a dime. Now we're up to 20 cents. And, to begin with, the money didn't really matter, but what mattered was what I'll tell you in a minute. And then I also give him a little bonus. So if he's good at saying trick or treat at every door and thank you, I'll round up whatever it is that he collects. And then the very next day, we go to the toy store. So there's an immediate association for him. It's not drawn out. And to begin with, when he was younger, the joy of that was that he walked in with $16 or whatever it was because he was crazy trick-or-treating, and got to decide himself what he was going to buy at the store, and that was a thrill for him. Now there's more of an association at, he's almost 10 with the money piece of it and adding to what he already has and thinking about what he wants. But to begin with, and we've always done this, it was more just about that immediate association and then having some of his candy that he can have, which is a big treat. And then I'm always stuck with what to do with the candy. Some people give it to a homeless shelter, and I'm like, that's horrible. I don't want to give them the stuff that we're not eating. So I usually bring it to the toy store and give it to the workers there, but I think last year I might have thrown it away.